That's music from you.
What? What? Are we here? Is everyone here?
Time to break it down.
Pikachu's here. Alabaster's here.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Up,
Arlo
Otto.
is here.
Cameron, you're right behind Pikachu.
Watch out, she's right behind you.
Ah!
She has brownies.
Big ass brownies.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting things happens in the seven dungeons Discord. Feel free to join us there. Lot of stuff going on.
things.
We'd be happy to have you. Welcome to another session, another Monday, another adventure, another everything as we continue our epic campaign on the Edge of Darkness. Thank you, Ant House Beats, for the lead in to another session. So make sure
You roll
to-
those 20s tonight. Get them out.
A natural 19. Does that count? For half of you, that's a critical.
Yep.
So yeah. We want to thank all of our listeners on their podcast services. We are up to 718 listens. So we appreciate you out there. That is fantastic news. We know you can't always watch, so it's always great to listen. And if you haven't listened and you need something to do to get you through the day, let me check here. All 76 episodes, minus our first one because we didn't record it, are up there. So 75 episodes are up there. So
You're not missing much.
You weren't missing much. And we will say, those first few, they're rough.
Yeah.
They're rough.
Just a little bit.
We were learning a
Zormir
lot.
hides under a table. Blaylock
were
jumps
learning
through
a lot.
window.
I will never live up that table.
You will never. There'll be references to it in the next campaign. So, yeah, check it out. Hey, there's Half-Ass. Everyone, if you need beer reviews, Half-Ass is where it's at. So check him out on YouTube, for sure. Pikachu's a streamer as well.
Yeah,
Little
you
bit of
friended me on
time.
Untapped.
Yeah. So a little bit of time here when we start to get going. For those of you who joined us on Thursday, thank you very much. We did a stream called Creating a Dungeons and Dragon Character in D&D Beyond. The first part of a series of a few instructional videos we're going to be putting out. If you didn't get a chance to watch that and you've always been interested in how do I make a character in D&D Beyond, check that out. Those are on our YouTube. You'll see our stats where that's at YouTube 7 Dungeons. So you can find those. So that lots of fun. Lots of stuff going on. And we've got more videos to come. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I got.
Coming soon, Blaylock's OnlyFans. It's just going to be like a naked
Oh.
Minotaur just hanging around with a big
With a big ass schnoz.
Are you
and
gonna collaborate with
I'm
Arlo?
only wearing my Cure Wounds boots.
We went there.
Man,
We just went there. Wow. Perfect for
the
tonight.
safe word is.
Oh God. Anyways. Yeah. So a lot of exciting things coming up, and we're always happy when all of you join us for those. So probably some games going this week. We'll have some announcements at the end. But we got to get into this. We got to dive in, both hands and feet and ankles and all of it. So you hear the sigh as Titan combat, right? The Titans come tonight.
What?
Oops, was I not supposed
Who?
to say it? Let me look at my notes.
Sir, what did you just say? I'm gonna need you to backtrack that
So
and then X86 it.
Yeah, could we circle back to that?
as we get started, let's see. Hold on. Roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
We're fighting the townspeople now.
So
The townspeople are against us. The little cyborg children. Kill! Kill!
down here. I think this is One moment, we'll get started. All right. Yeah, most likely half-assed, actually. So tonight's gonna be fun. Where we left off, the party. And let me just say this: if you missed last Monday's episode, you missed a really exciting.
Go
time.
back and watch it.
Go back and watch
Hey, what?
it. It was fantastic. These guys continue to amaze me, but that was a lot of fun. Let me tell you about what you
maybe
missed.
for beer review, we'll go in there and like punch like a townsfolk in the face. If that's what you want.
So, the party explored further into the mines, and upon reaching the back of the new shaft that was discovered, they found a glowing portal that they could see through into a barren wasteland. After defeating a few fiendish enemies, Grayson, in a passionate run, runs through and leaps through the portal in an attempt to close it. Little did they know, had they entered into the Nine Hells, into Avernus.
I knew.
Or new.
And as they quickly tried to shut the portal down, an army of fiends came marching their way. And at the last minute, an unlikely companion came through to assist. Coming back through, they finally have met the infamous Karajinin that the townsfolk of Svar-Kat have been telling them about. To purge the rest of the mines, they went into one final shaft, and Blaylock got smashed into a wall before and almost fell. Some of you don't even know how close he came to falling. Before Arlo ran over and nursed him back to health quickly.
Don't forget about Zorber getting a rock falling on him.
Zormir did get crushed by a rock, but
Yep.
they all survived and together returned to the town. The town folk were happy to see Karajinin and their new saviors. And that's where we left off, where Geston was coming up to the group to talk. So players, you see Geston standing before you.
Waited all week for this.
Grayson, punch him.
My friends, what did you find?
What didn't we find?
I don't
Found a portal to hell.
Death. Demons.
My one-horned friend, you seem like you're worse for the wear.
I have seen better days, but thanks to my friend Arlo here, I am still among the living. And I'll put my hand on his shoulder.
Well,
We've
for that,
all
we appreciate
suffered quite a bit down there.
it. Looks like it. I don't know how to thank you. You saved our settlement here. And it looks like Karajinin found you.
At just the right moment, apparently. Dove right into the fray, he did.
He definitely helped us get out of the portal for sure. Make sure we all made it back.
That's good. Good.
One question I have. This is not accusatory, but where does a demon portal originate inside of a mine like that? Does that require two parties allowing the transfer from one realm to another? Or is it purely one realm infiltrating another?
I don't know anything about that kind of dark magic.
I
I've
don't.
questioned our people, and they've all been honest with me as far as I can tell. They said they just dug, and it was as if the tunnel was already dug out there.
Well, the rift was powered from the other side. That's what those two towers were.
This makes sense. So it was fortuitous that the other end of the portal was to the middle of a mountain until we or your townsfolk stumbled on it. There's too much coincidence.
That does not mean that somebody on this side did not help facilitate opening that rift. There
Yes, done.
was a very large room.
It is best to be on guard to ensure that this doesn't happen again. Karjinen may not be here. We may not be here. And will likely not be here.
For that, we'll continue questioning everyone that was involved. If foul play was involved, they will be dealt with, but we're a small community and we know each other quite well. To think that one of us would be involved in any kind of evil dealings,
There's some dark deeds happening on this island.
But, friend Grayson, we're so far away from everyone. I doubt that evil comes here.
It started to come out of the mountain, didn't it? Clearly that evil's here.
I hope with all my heart that you are all wrong. I don't want this evil to spread any further. But the people will want to celebrate your return. I'm sure they've made food, accommodations where you were before. Our house is open if you need it, but
Ale. I need lots of ale.
That's good. Yik seems to have his in order and set out. Was saying that it's free of charge. The last couple customers quite enjoyed the brew, so he seems to have set it out this time.
I want the stuff you drink.
And he just kind of smiles at you. Fair enough. And he looks at you and says, he kind of makes eye contact across the crowd with someone, and I must go. They will festivities will begin shortly, I'm sure. And he kind of hurries off, and in the distance you see him kind of walk by Karajinen, and Karajina stops him, and they begin just having a conversation. As everyone else around kind of scurries out and back in, and you see them, they've set up some long tables in the center of the settlement and start setting out various foods, and you can smell some cooked meats and pies and various vegetables that you've seen grown in the surrounding fields. It all smells pretty good to you. A random Goliath sets down and kind of leans against one of the buildings. You see him pull out a lute, and he just begins playing it. He's not singing along, but playing it with very nimble fingers, a pleasant tune that gently wafts over the area. And for once in the last couple days, it feels calm and peaceful.
Wait, Baldric's a bard? Or is there a different Goliath?
Right now you just see it as a Goliath. What do you want to do?
What time is it?
It's
Food
probably
time.
late afternoon. It's starting to break into evening.
I'm gonna go over and enjoy the food.
Okay. The cloaked figures of the town scurry about, and you see them happily laughing and kind of dancing to the music. As you get closer, you do notice it is Baldric playing the lute, and quite good at it. And you sit down and bite into the food. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And they bring you a glass of ale, and some start dancing to the music, but most are sitting and eating together as a family. What are the rest of you gonna do?
I'll limp and hobble over, holding my wounds, and specifically the bruised rib cage of where the rock fell on me. Over to grab some food, try and re-nourish myself a little bit.
Okay. So you sit down next to Galtier, and he just kind of looks at you, and his eyes jerk over to the food, and kind of nods and makes an acceptable face, and like, yeah, it's all right. And he kind of picks some up, and you pick up.
You eat raw meat. This is probably delicious compared to that.
You pick up a vegetable and kind of look at it and sniff it and turn your nose up at it and then reach for the meat.
This is the way.
Is that what you said to the other guy? I think his name right now. The one you chugged at the shop.
Yeah, it smelled delicious.
All right, Blaylock, what are you doing?
Is Gist on by?
No, give me a perception check.
Yeah. I have a proficiency bonus with that. Does that mean anything else? It's just a +4. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's 11.
Okay. I'll come back to you.
Yep.
Arlo, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna go and get a plate of food and just kind of sit back down and just kind of look around and watch what's going on.
Is there any pie?
There is pie.
No pie here. Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm definitely gonna go get some pie. What kind of pie is it?
A live pie?
From the looks of it, there's various forms of berry. You can see some of the purplish red goo of the pie kind of erupting from the center where the cuts are. That's what you can tell.
I'll grab some pieces of pie and an ale. Go sit back down. Want to basically, now that everything's calmed down and I still got this kneeling in the back of my head about the voices that I'm hearing, and I'm just wanting to kind of just ponder on that because it's really got me freaked out.
Okay. And Grayson, what are you going to do?
I'll pick up some food and then I'll go over to where they're sitting and kind of just push my way in and
All right.
just start drinking heavily.
So, Grayson, after you gather some food and kind of sit down, and you're kind of beat up and looking at all of them, and all of you have nicks and cuts, and you're looking over at everybody's faces. Everybody looks pretty bad, dirt marks from being in the mines, and everyone has a tinge of smell of sulfur, just from around that. And it's just now that you sit down among the smells of the food that you notice that particular smell, and it's unpleasant. And as you begin eating, you feel a nudge behind you, and you turn and look up and see a blue tiefling, and she reaches down and you see Yemena, and she hands you a small flask of something. Geston said you requested this?
Thank you. And I just start chugging.
It's
Careful, Grayson. I don't think that's endless like the one you're used to.
it's a wine, and it seems from the wines you've had, since you have quite extensive expertise in alcohol, it's pretty good, and it's very much homemade. Not a big producer, something you'd find in casks getting shipped over the oceans. This is something that's made in somebody's back room, kind of.
And not as good as the Elven.
Not as good as the Elven, not even close. But it's good. It has hints of blackberry and just a smidge of cherry taste into it. It's a good. And you can tell she's standing over you like with an approving look on her face as you take a drink.
Won't turn this down. You can bring me this all night.
Fantastic. I wasn't sure if you'd like it. It's an old recipe my mother made. Gaston enjoys it. But I
Don't
can
ever lose
always
that.
bring you more. We have a couple bottles saved up.
Much appreciated. After the day we've had.
Yes, it does look that way. And
Well, I can honestly say. Oh, go ahead.
she just kind of takes the corners of her robe and makes a curtsy, which you find kind of odd, almost as if at some point she came from royalty or something. It's just not something that's found out this far in the wild, and kind of nods and scurries off.
I just kind of watch her go with my perfume. And I turn to them and I'm like, well, I can probably say that I'm the only Harker that has ever been to the Hells and back.
We were there for all of 20 seconds? 30
Doesn't
seconds?
matter. Doesn't matter.
You can
Going
say
in
that
the
about
book back
halflings
home.
too.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that most halflings go to hell. At least one of the circles.
Did you see Cider Point? That place was heaven.
That place was sin on land.
But that pie.
They probably fucked that too.
Blaylock, come over and enjoy some food and drinks.
All right, Blaylock. As you're kind of looking around, you don't see Karajinin or Geston anymore. It seems like they've left the festivities. You see your compatriots sitting at the table, but you don't see them.
If I remember right, I know approximately where Gaston lives, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to start making my way there, if possible. Unless there's any other indication that they've gone elsewhere.
All right. So, Gautier, you yell at Blaylock as he walks by, and you notice he looks cleaner than you do and smells fresh, and he just kind of ignores you as he continues walking.
Wonder where he's going.
So you head to Geston's home, and the doors open. You walk inside, and the tables are there. Everything's neat. It seems like they've cleaned up from the adventures from the two party members that stayed there. And as you're standing there, you hear, "Oh, forgive me. You startled me." And Yamena is standing there. Always you're welcome in a home. Can I be of assistance?
I am looking for Gaston, if he is available.
I haven't seen him since all of you returned. Last I saw, he was with Karajinen, but maybe they are out talking business. Sometimes it lasts hours. I don't know.
I did not see him at the town square where the celebration is taking place. Would you be able to assist me with locating the two of them?
Well, if they're off on their business, I don't really know where they go, but he'll be there shortly. It never lasts long, but the noise is hard to talk over, as you've seen.
Would you... I will meet with him, but in the meanwhile, is there a place where you keep your wounded?
Nothing specific. The town kind of cares for those who are wounded. Anyone can help. Would you like me to wrap some of those wounds? We can
I am
talk.
not looking. I can take care of myself later. I am more concerned for those in the town who have suffered from the onslaught of the mine.
There are places, that care for those. Usually they're more outside of town, though. You could try there to the north. Usually the tent cities there. You might find some of those wounded from the mines.
I fear it may be too far for being so late.
Oh, it's not
evening.
far. It's not far. Just no. Forgive my. Sometimes I get lost in my own thoughts. It's only just behind the tavern there, or what we call a tavern. It's a little farther out, but it's not like you're walking past the fields or anything.
This is good. Thank you. I appreciate the time. And if you do see Gaston, please let him know that I am looking for him.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay and patch? Are you sure you don't want to stay and let me patch those wounds? You seem like you're very injured.
I fear you may be right. And then I'm gonna let the facade of the prestidigitation dissipate and see the shambles of from the adventures in the mine just kind of reveal themselves. This has been a difficult endeavor, and I fear you may be right. Rest is in order, especially if I wish to talk with Gaston and Karajinen. I will take you up on your offer.
Well, sit down. And she kind of forcefully pulls you down a bit to the table, and she heads back to a back room and comes out with several dressings and wrappings and begins dressing your wounds.
No. No.
So, as that's going on, the rest of you, you're enjoying the food, and Grayson, you're imbibing your usual amount. And from behind all of you, you hear, "Hey! There's some of my
Gosh.
best customers." And you see Yick lean forward and kind of put his arms around Arlo and put an arm around Zoramir.
Try to
And-
pull myself away from it.
He just tenses up the muscles and keeps you there and leans forward. Now, we're at a celebration. So, what kind of, I should say, wait, how many drinks can I get you?
I grab my mug or whatever I'm drinking from and just hold it close to me and make sure I put my hand over the top of it. I'm quite well hydrated, thank you.
Yick, if you cherish that arm you have on me, I would move it. I don't want none of your stuff.
You don't sound like a very pleasant person.
Not after what you gave us, no. I am happy with being celibate on no alcohol than to have what you had. I lost 2 days in memory because of you.
I don't know how you can feel right with yourself serving that to other people.
Why? Because it's so delicious?
You have a strange taste, my friend. Coming from
I'm a
somebody with a very
kobold.
strange sense of taste.
And he just holds on there for a moment, and then he gets up and he comes over to Galtier and Grayson. How about you two? Free samples?
I saw what it did to those two. No, thank you.
How many people in this little town actually drink what you have to offer?
Well, there's those two guys over there. That
I said
and
from this town, not visiting.
you see him hold up a paw, and he starts counting on his fingers. 1, 7, 14. None. No one from here has tried it. It takes strong adventures. My brew helped eradicate the mines. You drank it, you went in there, and with the power from it, you cleared out the evil.
Oh, is that your selling point for your brew?
You're right. You need a catchphrase.
Drink this if you want to die.
Good brew to keep the evil away from you. There we go.
That's too long. You have to have a catchy little jingle too. Maybe go talk to Baldrak. Maybe he can help you with that.
Well, with a singing voice like mine. There once was a maiden that was so
Yick,
fine
yick,
and
yick,
fair.
yick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. How much do you want for some of your brew?
Oh, we're in festivities. It's free tonight. And he reaches back and he pulls out a small cask, and you can hear it slashing around inside, and you gotta shake it up to make sure there's no sediment. And he starts just shaking it there. And he pulls out the cork, and Grayson, he's on the side by you at this point. He's kind of worked his way around the toy. And when he uncorks it, the smell is something to be rivaled.
Put the cork back in. I'll take the whole flask.
No, we've got to share it among the people. This is the preferred brew of the adventurers who saved the settlement.
How much do you want for the whole flask?
The whole cask?
How big is this? Is it a flask or a cask?
It's a cask.
Oh, okay.
So is it like, what is that? A quarter?
It's a mini
keg?
keg, basically.
Or mini keg, yeah.
He's like a Saint Bernard, and he's just drooling, and there's snot coming right into
Oh.
the keg, like a little like.
Yeah. His drool's dripping down. Grayson, as you're sitting there, a few pieces of snot kind of string down and land beside your plate on the table. And as he's talking, it kind of stays hooked to the table. And as he moves his head, it's just a stringer from the table to his head. And he just reaches up and just wipes it down his arm, and then sets his arm, slaps the table down beside you, cask in one hand, and you see his arm glistening in the firelight of the torches being lit around you.
I need some more food. I get up and I walk away.
Oh, maybe he'll want some for later. So you want to buy the whole cask? I mean, I can part with this for probably the low price of 100 gold pieces.
I'm sorry. I'm quite weary right now, and I must be visually impaired. I thought you were holding a flask.
Oh, well,
And he puts a cork in it, and you see him reach behind, and he pulls out one flask, and he kind of shakes it next to his ear, and no, not that one. And then he reaches back and pulls out another one.
I think it's this one. Flask, you say? Yeah, I've got a flask.
And you said it's free?
You know,
For the festivity?
for saving of my life and the lives of all my brothers and sisters here, I can part with it for you.
And he just puts it down on the table, a small flask of his famous brew.
I'm going to reach out and kind of like put my sleeve over my hand so I don't have to touch this, and pick it up and then put it into my bag.
When you
Dormant.
pick it up,
We should light that on fire later.
when you pick it up and take a look at it, this flask, it's kind of gross. There's stuff that's dried and hanging on it and crusty around the brim where you unscrew the top. You're not even sure where he was keeping it.
Oh.
The shit
But-
you keep in your bag, and you're a little wimpy about this flask.
He doesn't want to ruin his rotten meat.
Difference is I've seen where this has come from.
And you take it and kind of pack it into your bag.
So, who wants a round right now?
And he's just staring intently at Galtier.
I'm just gonna get up and leave.
Oh,
Like, I have something I need to do.
he must be
At this time, I'm
hungry.
gonna let out a cry like, "What? Why are you in my head?
I'm not in your head.
You, hush! I'm not talking to you."
Yes,
Oh.
we are talking.
I'll take this as an opportunity. Yeah, we need to. Arlo's, can you give us some space for a second?
But,
Just
Shoo
leave,
him.
Dick.
but he was talking to me.
No, he
Just
wasn't.
leave. Just leave. I'm hearing voices again.
Yeah, it's my voice.
Shut up. Walk away. I'm just gonna close my eyes.
And as you close your eyes, he grabs your glass real quick, uncorks the cask, and fills up your cup and sets it back in front of you, and then he leaves.
You spiked your drink. Date rape. Date rape.
I guess, did we notice that?
Please
you roll a perception. Arlo, roll a perception with disadvantage.
Yes, because the snot trail is still trailing after him.
Yeah, there's nothing on my glass at all. You know.
Oh, I noticed that. 25.
You
Okay.
don't.
I had to find it again. 16.
Okay. Yeah, you hear the cup clank down, and Zormir, you obviously saw what happened.
I'm just gonna give him one of the dead eye stares and just pour it out on the ground and drop the cup.
His back is
Yeah,
to
I'm
you.
just
He's,
gonna-
he's walking around dancing with people, and
Good. I'm just gonna close my eyes and in my head, who are you? Talk to me.
I'm gonna stand up and put my ear right against Arlo's and see if I hear something.
with your passive
just gonna-
perception, you don't hear anything. And Arlo, you feel this. Well, you smell this face and feel this warm, pudgy face just press against the side of your head. Right after you say, "Who are you?"
Z, what are you doing? Just sit down. I'm hearing voices again.
You said you were hearing things. I was trying to see if I could hear it too.
Really? Did we hear when the dragon was talking to you?
You didn't try.
Goodness. Sometimes.
AFK, guys. The baby's been screaming for like the past 30 minutes.
Okay.
Let's
no
see if
problem.
I can-
Halfling's got a point. No one tried to listen to his arm, did they?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna talk in my mind. Is like, who are you? Why are you talking to me? And see if I can get an answer or a reply.
Okay. Zormir, what are you doing?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just standing intensely next to him, looking at him, seeing if I can help him in any way, communicate, since I have experience communicating with unknown mystical beings.
You see him just focusing in, like just down at the table, arms on the table, kind of his brow scrunched up, and he's just looking down at the table with a real serious stare.
I don't know, see. All my years I've never had anything talk to me in my mind. But they won't answer me. At least yours answered you. Don't like
I'm gonna mutter myself. Do you know why Arlo's voice isn't talking to him?
1 second.
We're all psychopaths. We've all got voices talking to us. Grace is the only normal one. And God's here.
I don't have voices yet. I haven't been able to work with this legendary item very well, so
Why would I
I'm just gonna keep my hands on the table, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. You say I know who you are. Just give me your name. Talk to me. I don't like this.
And
But your
Zormir,
voice.
you
Go ahead.
you heard that voice, and you hear it again coming from Quella.
I didn't catch it.
I don't like him.
Why not? He's a good ally for us.
Something about him smells off.
I lean over and take a big whiff of Arlo. Smells good. I mean, smells.
You smell sulfur, of course, but you kind of smell him, and then you kind of back up with a curious look on your face and smell yourself, and just shrug your shoulders like, What's wrong with that?
And I say as much to Quelodon.
Keep an eye on that one. I think he seeks to take me from you.
What makes you think that? I haven't gotten that impression at all. He only wants to help.
Watch him.
Oh, okay. I'm just giving Arlo the side eye. But what about the voice?
And the voice doesn't respond to you anymore.
Why are you looking at me?
I was just thinking, lost in thought. I got nothing. My voice doesn't know how to help your voice.
Just they keep telling me in my head. He keeps telling me, "You know who I am." I don't know who you are.
Is that all he says?
He says you know, every time I say something bad, he's like, "It's all about kindness is the way," and I'm like, the dude had his arm on me, and he spiked my drink. Why? I would be angry. It's not like I'm gonna hug him and say thanks.
When did the voices start?
Last week?
Where were we?
I don't remember. Cider's? Maybe it's Cider's Point, maybe?
Did it happen after your drift?
And I'm silent.
Arlo, what happened in your drift?
I don't know if I want to talk about it.
I think
It's bad memories. When I was a kid. He keeps telling me, in my dream, he said, when I was drifting, he came in at the end and he said some things. He says, "You know who I am."
Who's he?
I don't know. I didn't recognize him. And now every time I do something that he doesn't like, he's like, kindness or you shouldn't have been mean to this person, or now it's like I must seek peace and meditation and honor. I don't know. I'm trying to talk to this thing, but it just gives me sentences. It doesn't like, hey, you know, this is this person or this or somebody. It won't speak to me in a conversation. It just gives me phrases.
Where were you in this drift?
I don't remember the first half of the drift, but I do remember seeing my dad.
Could the voice be your dad?
Don't know.
Maybe in a different form? Was your dad presumably Dragonborn too?
Yes. We were all Dragonborn. He taught me everything. This sword that I have is handed down generations, and he said he was proud of me. And I was like, I never remember him ever telling me how proud he was, except for in the drift. And why do you keep saying these things in my head? Now it's like, you need to seek to help the darkness. Why do I need to help the darkness? The evil in it? I don't know. It wants me to purge the evil. I don't understand, Zormir. This is beyond my capabilities. I'm just a warrior. You just point and I kill.
I kind of sit back and look down and kind of think to myself for a second. Is this why the entire party wants me to tell them when things happen? Arlo, you should have told us this.
Why? That was my personal. It was personal. I mean, it was my father handing me the sword and telling me that he was proud of me. And I'm just, so much memory has been lost since our whole city was wasted. And I've just always just suppressed everything, because there's always something to kill. There's always evil in the land. And so I've always done my best to just strive and get rid of all the evil. I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like I understand what Grayson's going through when it comes to the demons and the evil.
His personal demons or the real world demons?
I don't know. Really, tell me I am not dishonored. I'm not a dishonorable person.
You're one of the most honorable people I know, Arlo.
But it's telling me in my head that my father was proud of me and he fought with honor, but not like what I'm doing. Not this bloodlust and dishonor. If I had bloodlust, I would be running into every room ahead of everybody and abandon and just do what I can, and I would kill innocent people. That's dishonor. Everything that I've killed is evil.
I was already in the portal before Arlo went to use himself as a bodyguard, right?
I think so.
Oh, okay. This voice was the person you saw also Dragonborn?
I don't know. Give me a second to think. I mean, there's so many memories running through my head. I'm trying to figure out if he was Dragonborn. I know my dad. Yes. It was my dad. Yeah.
Was your dad?
Yeah. It's starting to come back to me.
This is
proud of me, but he says he's still saying that maybe I'm dishonoring the family, maybe. I don't know.
Did your family have some goal, some mission in life, something that they were looking to achieve?
I don't know. I was so young when we got attacked and we fled for our lives. I mean, our whole city was ransacked. All my friends, everybody I grew up with, barely any of us escaped. Only because my dad was on high council that, we had that certain protection. We were close and we had guards, and so we were able to get out of the city. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just shocked at everything that's going on today. It's just, I don't know how to process it.
What happened to your dad? He made it out?
Yeah, we did. We made it all out. I'm just, I don't know. He trained me for a long time after we left and we got out. I mean, he finished my training, and to be who I am. They just died. Dad just died like 5 years ago. And that's kind of how I ended up on this island, because we had to go find one of his friends, and I'm supposed to be seeking out, long story, but I mean, I'm tired now.
What are you supposed to be seeking out, Arlo?
I have some stuff that when I was on my way here, I had another teacher, and he finished my training, and I became really good friends with him. And when we were on our way here to see his family because they were estranged, he died on the way over here. And so I need to start looking for them so I can give him back some of his belongings that he had. But I mean, we've been just so busy that I've not really had the chance to do that. So,
well, it sounds like your dad might not be truly gone. It sounds like you still have some sort of connection to him.
But how do I know it's really him? I mean, he's dead.
It's alive in your head somehow. I
I'm
don't know.
drained. I mean, did you feel drained when you talked to your dragon?
No. Sometimes we have some more confused than drained, I'd say.
Oh man, I'm confused, man. I'm telling you, I'd almost go find Yick just to take a swig, just to knock me out for a day.
I have some in my bag. I reach and go to pull the cask or the flask.
It was just sarcasm.
Okay, I was just gonna say that I was pretty worried about you there for a second, wanting to drink that voluntarily.
A day and a half with no memory of that day and a half. That's almost makes you not ever want to take a drink again.
I don't know about that.
Well, at least anything like that. That was horrible. I don't know. I just gotta start doing right by my father. I gotta be that honorable son to my family. I guess maybe I have lost my way. I don't know. In my head and then in my mind, yeah, I'm just like, have I lost my way? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And see if you'll answer me. Now I look back at Zormir, I'm like, I can do this, just keep trying. If you and I have been pretty close here lately because what's going on with you, and you can speak Draconic, which is pretty cool. Maybe if you just keep an eye out on me. I know this is really going out on a limb, but if you see me doing something really stupid, do you think you could stop me, or at least remind me?
I pause for a second, recalling the conversation I just had with Quailodon, and kind of my eyes drift down to my arm for a second. Yeah, I can keep an eye on you.
That would be great. I know you get into trouble a lot, and you do a lot of dumb things, but
whoa,
yeah, you do. That's just the halfling in you. I'm not mad at you.
Trying to have
That's
fun.
all Grayson's job.
Sometimes adventures just go wrong. Doesn't mean I'm trying to get in trouble.
All right. Well, thank you for being there for me.
All right.
And I just go back to eating and contemplating.
Blaylock.
Ow.
So an hour or so passes, and you both chit chat about the things that happen in the settlement and general interest and hobbies and things, and it's a good conversation. As she patches you up, you have gained 45 hit points from her working on you.
And you've been with the colony for that long? Oh.
Yes, I like it here. It's quiet.
It is admirable to live in such a state, separated from everybody. Very interesting. There is a draw to that I never thought I would miss. But seeing these townsfolk, your family, my family here, really makes me miss that kind of peace.
Well, when you're done with your adventuring lifestyle, you're always welcome. You could build a home here.
It is an idea. If I survive, then I may just do that. You save a spot for me here. Don't.
And-
Hmm.
As you finish that, Geston comes in. Oh, hello, Blaylock. I didn't realize you were here. Welcome to my home again.
Well, thank you for making your home available. I needed to rest away from all of the activity, to think. And I'm glad you're here. I was looking for you.
Yes, what can I do?
Sit. I fear it's difficult for me to get up after all of this work. When she's done, I may undo it.
And as he sits down, Yemena gets up and goes into the back of the house and just begins doing things around the house, giving you both your privacy.
Geston,
Yes.
tell me, would you be willing to accept a Minotaur amongst your people?
Oh, absolutely. We have open arms here. Happy to help anyone who wants to stay here, and someone of your skill would be quite useful here, more than you know.
It is good. That is good. I am concerned about these people. Concerned about my family here. There is so much danger out aside of these town walls. I fear a lack of understanding of what truly lies within the family, and without will do all of us much harm.
Yes, but Karajinin will keep us safe.
He is a powerful ally.
For sure.
How is he?
He is well. He spoke of some of the situations that you ran into in the mine, and then he went out about among the people. He does like to visit with all of them.
How did you stumble on this settlement?
We built it here. It was good land. It was far enough away from the Eglair Woods and other places, but close enough to the halfling town.
You say we. What do you mean we?
A few of us came from Castle Verminia, and we seek to get away from that there.
That's
There's
bad.
much evil there, and if you've ever lived in a sprawling city, it's quite unpleasant.
Well, I've only seen large towns. The city life that you speak of is rather foreign. What, is there anything in particular you were running from?
The noise. It's hard to explain unless you've grown up in the commotion of a large town. The people aren't friendly. No one helps each other. It's steal from the weak to feed the rich, and that's not how God's willing. If we ever have a child, I want a child raised in that world. That's why here we're a family.
Children. To raise a child with all this going on, it's madness.
But here in Svar-Kat, it's peaceful. And those who seek peace, they come here. And we thrive together. Do we live the best that we could live? Do we have riches untold? No. No, but we don't seek that.
A part of me seeks peace one day. But
There's always a home for you here.
But the only true way to have peace is through trial and a tempering. And without a tempering, there is no peace. Think of the blacksmith when he continues to work the metal. It is a trial, and he beats the sword over and over, and quenches and forms and quenches until he is strengthened by it. And that power brings peace. That is sad.
You definitely have a philosophical air about you. Quite strange for a Minotaur.
I have seen too much death this past year. I've experienced too much death personally.
And he stands up and places a hand on your shoulder. I pray you don't see any more.
I am afraid that's not in the cards. Gaston.
Yes.
Enough dawdling. Where are the wounded? Can you direct me to them?
You might
Just,
be
you
able
don't
to...
need to leave. You came here for your wife? Is it his wife?
I must be getting her and getting to the festivities. Else she'll toil
Yes.
away without me. She's a little shy. But the wounded, most of them are behind the tavern in our the tent cities out that way.
I will head that way. There is work to be done before the night is over. Some may celebrate, but if there is means to help those that have been injured, then I will take the strength that your wife has provided by tending my wounds and help others.
Well, good luck. Don't stay out too long. Come back to the festivities, have some food, some drink.
Maybe. I will pass through on my way to the tent city.
All right. So he nods at you and goes back to grab her as you leave and head toward that area. Grayson and Galtier, you both got up from the table and walked away. What are you doing?
I'm actually gonna try to find some place to duck in, like one of the houses or something. I can borrow a room for the night instead of the tent.
Okay.
And if I can't, 'cause I want to work on the infuser and read the book.
Okay. So we'll plug that for right now. Grayson, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting more food and more drink. And then I'm going to find somewhere quiet to contemplate what I saw.
Okay. So back to Blaylock, because Arlo and Zormir are having that conversation that they had. Blaylock, you kind of proceed through, and as you're walking, you think out of the corner of your eye, you see the one child that you had saw before, and running back toward the tent cities. So you follow for a bit, and you see several tents, probably 20 to 30 tents that are set up. Each of them with a soft glow, with lanterns hanging on the inside. A couple fires outside burning with various meats and things cooking across. The sense of that meat kind of brushes past your nose. You start hearing, away from the festivities, the sounds of night, crickets and various things. And for a moment, you look into the stars and notice while it's a bit cool here, it's a beautiful night. And as you pass deeper through the tents, and you just, there's not a whole lot of activity there. So what do you want to do?
Is there someone who's clearly like in charge or taking toll? Like, is there like a tent or anything? I'm looking for a tent or something in charge. If there's nothing in charge, then I'll begin a search another.
As you start looking through the various tents, there is one that's a little larger, not much, than the rest, and it seems to be well lit. The peculiar thing is you see a small number of the residents of Svar-Kat lined up outside the shelter, the tent there, just kind of standing in a line. And you watch for a moment, and they move forward one.
So we have just one line going into the tent?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk up to the front of the tent. Excuse me a moment. And I'm gonna just kind of wheedle my way in, as without pushing anyone aside, if that's possible for a giant minotaur.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. 7.
7.
Uh-huh.
So I've had
You
2
can
rolls,
pass
one's an 11, and
I
one's a
am
7.
here.
Yeah.
As you get closer to the mouth of the tent, someone steps out. I know you just got back from the mines, but you do need to wait your turn, and kind of points toward the back of the line.
I am not here for healing. I am here to heal. Point me to where there is a need.
That's taken care of inside. You really should wait.
Then direct me inside. I am tired and I am weary, but I have a need to help these people. So you can dawdle here and stop me, or you can let me inside to help them.
No one is stopping you from going inside. They're just trying to get your attention to
then
get
I'm
in
just-
line.
Good, I'm gonna go walk inside then. Good.
So as you walk inside, you hear, "Now remember, this is our secret. Don't be talking." And setting up on this makeshift table, you see one of the residents of the town, and they have their robe is taken off and they have a tunic on, but where their normal flesh arm is a completely replaced mechanical constructed arm, and one leg is completely constructed of machinery. And Karajin, with a set of screwdriver and a magical spark, you can see repairing the leg as you burst your way in to the room.
Hmm. Ah,
Master Blaylock, why do you come in so abruptly?
you are not the only one who has a desire to assist those in need. You have a talent. I have a talent. Let's use those and help them. And then I'll point to the people here. I care not for their history. Keep your secrets. I am here to help.
He kind of looks at you quizzically and turns his head slightly as the person on the table hops off and robes himself again and heads out the back of the tent. The next one starts to come in. This is something for me to handle, not for you.
Then let me help you.
And as the next person comes in, they toss a couple coins into a bowl and proceed to take the black robe off of and stand there, and you can see part of a shoulder that's been replaced with gearing. You see the gears turning and some of them jamming as something is stuck inside.
I'd like to use some of my mechanical knowledge to kind of ascertain what kind of damage is done to the mechanical arm and to determine if there's anything I can do to bring it, whether it be through mending or
All right, roll intelligence.
okay. And I'm going to do Flash of Genius on that. And that's just a straight intel. Oh dear. 18.
Okay. You can see that it looks like at some point some of the robing or a shirt or something, a loose piece of clothing got into the gearing and tore, and that's causing the gears to jam up.
That is of no consequence here. And then I'll pull out my tools and then be able to go in there without, kind of like Operation, going in there and trying to remove the cloth without interfering with the mechanical works of this appendage.
All right, give me a medicine check.
Okay. This is going to be a Flash of Genius again, because we're not... That last roll was a 4. Good lord. Alright, 14.
Okay. You kind of begin working in there, and while you're looking at this is some of the most intricate work you've ever seen. You've seen a lot of constructed things. You've fought a lot of constructed things and examined bodies afterwards. This is designs and handiwork and quality unlike anything you've ever seen. And it's difficult for you to even extract this material out of there because there's so much going on with the material reacting with the flesh of the elf that's sitting there.
Dear Cartaginian, now it seems that you are quite the craftsman. Assist me with this, please.
Well, you see, this is a bit beyond the normal comprehension of most.
Educate me.
And he brings up a couple tools and different things, and he kind of shoves a tool into the gearworks, and as he does and moves it forward, a bolt of energy arcs from his hand into the machinery, and you see the cloth kind of pop out and fall to the ground. And as he removes the tool, you hear the gears spin up, and the elf reaches his arm up and starts moving moving it around and seems to be quite pleased.
Excellent. You
This-
are quite adept.
This type of handiwork takes years to perfect and even more to maintain. These people, they are common people, and I help them as I can.
Hmm.
They've had hard times with things that have befallen them over the years, or how they arrived here, even from various parts of the island.
Tis a noble thing you are doing. Noble task. May I at least observe and assist when you call on me?
He stands up as he helps the elf put the robe back on and puts his hands up to halt the next one coming through, and kind of takes you by the arm and leads you outside the back of the tent into the dark of night.
What is your purpose here? Where will you go next? Why are all of you here?
We are trying to save this island from the evil that is befalling it.
What
You know
evil do
of
you speak of?
you know of the past, the history of this island.
I know things, yes.
You know of the sorcery, of the dragons.
Dragons haven't been a problem in 1,000 years.
They will be a problem. The
So-
evil that befell this island is coming back. We have been trying to stop it when we can. Cape's vassal has fallen. I fear that more cities will fall if this evil is not stopped.
Cities will rise and will fall.
True. But if we have a means to stop it, and we choose not to, what does that say?
So you have a means to stop it that leads you here.
Apparently, our mission has taken us around this continent from north to south, to west, to east. And the more time that passes, the worse the devastation gets. Werewolves, orcs raiding. We have dragons coming back from the dead.
Sounds like quite a task for such a small group.
We are hoping that during our travels we can start to unite those of Drakkenwald. We have allies. We are beginning to rally them. Do you recall the elves?
Yes, I've known elves in my day.
Do you recall the elves that took up residence here in Drakkenwald? In the Dead Spokes?
Longer before the dead spokes.
Before
You
the
speak
dead
of the
spokes.
Phalamar.
I do. They are back.
Interesting.
We
The line of Swiftleaf wasn't broken.
DM. He had children, correct? That have taken on that.
Did he?
I mean,
I don't know if we ever talked about that.
well, okay.
Yes, a son and a daughter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a son and a daughter, but I don't want to go speaking out of turn. All right. Yes, it is not broken. Or it was tenuous, but the family line still lives on. The elves have returned to the surface.
Curious, for sure.
The more time that passes, again, the worse this gets. Breckenfjord has been attacked by dragons. Portstown has succumbed to lycanthropy. Fortunately, through the efforts of the gnolls, they are fighting against that. We have managed to unite the gnoll clans of the West. The people of Portstown and the gnolls are beginning to develop a bond, tenuous, but it is there. We have allies. The days and the road ahead is unknown, but we have our objective to complete and find all of the shards in preparation for his return.
You seek the edge of darkness.
We do.
Well,
Roman Karth is active. And he stirs, and with him come his allies.
I see. And that's what led you here.
Call it the circumstance, call it happenstance, call it what you will. Some may call it luck, some may call it destiny. But we are here. We seek the remaining fragments of the edge of darkness.
Well, I have acquired, some would say, quite a library of information at my workshop.
Really?
For the right price, I would be inclined to part with some of that information and things I've acquired over a long career. If you're interested, I'll be traveling there in the morning.
Price. Knowledge comes at a great price. What is it you ask?
Oh, monetary.
Oh. It is acceptable.
But all of you are welcome to go with me back to my shop if that so inclines and helps you on your endeavors to forge a blade that was broken. Oh,
Yes. I believe our paths were meant to meet. Yes. You have given me a shred of hope after our latest endeavors into hell and worse, Cider Point.
not for everyone, for sure, but I tell tales that there's much worse on the Sword Coast than Cider Point.
Well, I can talk to them, let them have their celebration. I desire to help you. My intentions are pure.
And I desire to take your money for whatever you need from me.
You are a curious one, Karzinen, but fine. You may have your money.
Then I believe we have an accord. Let me finish fixing these people, and as I said, I will find you in the city center in the morning before I head to my workshop. Prepare for a couple-day journey if you have any special things.
We will settle our affairs here and journey with you.
Then I will
Thank
see you
you.
then.
Are you sure?
Take care,
And
Minotaur.
taking the hint.
May the
Taking
rivers
the
guide
hint,
you.
I'm going to walk around the tent and not go through the tent and go back towards the city square.
All right. Okay, while this is going on, Galtier, you find, you find a home that most of the homes, the doors are open, but inside you find just a dwarven guy sitting there, long gray beard, one braid down the center, missing one eye, with has a patch over it. And as you come in, huh? What can I do for you?
Pardon the intrusion. I was hoping to stay in a room tonight.
Oh, the places to stay, and you find my house. Fine, it's enough. I got
What can I
plenty of
say?
rooms.
I got
It's
a knack for finding the good ones.
Well, my wife passed long ago, so I definitely got a spot next to me in the bed or on the floor.
I'll take a different room if you have one.
Yeah, I only got one room. It's a small house, but I got plenty of big, fluffy blankets.
I mean, I guess that'll do. It won't bother me too much.
Well, but if you get cold, you know where you can warm up.
I'll keep that in mind.
He walks back, and you kind of follow him back to the back room, and he comes out with big armfuls. He basically looked like a giant walking blanket, and he comes out and throws them onto the floor and goes back and grabs a few pillows, tosses them down there. It was getting late anyways. I'm about to head to bed myself.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna stay up for a little bit. I got some tinkering I need to do, and I gotta read a book for a little bit.
And he sits down, and he kind of pats the bed he's in, and a small plume of dust bursts forth from it. Just remember, the beard keeps you warm.
I'm sure it keeps you very warm at night.
And he just smiles at you, and then he just kind of free form falls back into the bed with a floop.
I'm gonna walk back out to the kitchen.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to disturb him, and then I'm going to start reading the book about how to add vials to the infuser.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Dexterity check. You're actually working on it, not reading about it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said there was instructions.
There's instructions in the book, but it's telling you how to work on it, so you have to work on it.
19.
Okay, that's a success. All right, so that goes on for several hours, and then I'd imagine it'll be well into the evening at that point. So that's it for you.
Yep, I just want to work on that, and then I'll go to sleep.
Okay. Arlo,
Not next to the gnome.
Arlo and Zormir.
I will stand up after having the conversation. I'm gonna go and just try and find a quiet place to rest, and also take a crack at brewing one of my potions.
Okay. Are you finding a home or just a random building to lean against?
I'll see if there's a home that's not currently occupied by anybody, and I'll take it over.
Okay. Because you don't have a desire to put a lot of effort into doing this, you go back to Geston's home because you've slept there before, and nobody's there. You just kind of wander into the back and set up yourself a spot on the bed in Zormir fashion.
Sounds good.
Are you researching a new one, or are you trying to craft one?
Trying to craft one.
Okay, which one?
I'm going to try and craft blood drainer.
All right. Give me a medicine check.
Medicine check.
Good luck on that one.
Oh, 12.
Okay, that's a success.
Oh, okay.
You know how to make one. It's just whether you can follow instructions or not.
It's questionable.
So you lose the ingredients, which is 1 black rose, 3 tephrosia, 2 Valdian nuts, and 1 elvish galangale. And you've crafted 1 vial of blood drainer.
All right.
That takes you quite a bit of time. What are you going to do after that?
I mean, that would put us pretty much at bedtime,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, then I'm just then I'll read my book for 2 more hours and fall asleep.
Okay. You would right after I freaking move. Which one
I
do you want to
believe
read
I already
now?
read Open Mind.
Yeah.
I believe I read Open Mind for 2 hours already.
Yes. Okay, so give me a medicine check.
9.
That's a failure. So you struggle to keep your eyes open as you're reading it, and then it begins getting very technical, and you just with a whoop, you close the book and just kind of fall over and pass out. Grayson. No, Arlo, sorry. What are you doing?
Say my farewells to Zormir and kind of meander the other way, just kind of looking for somebody's home to be open so I can get some sleep.
You find a home that's open. Nobody's inside because they're at the festivities.
I'm gonna go to the back room and find a room that doesn't look like anybody's currently would be sleeping in tonight. And I'm going to get on the bed, cross my legs, pull my sword out, lay it across my knees, and I'm going to meditate.
Okay.
On everything that's transpired today and the voices, and try to find the correct path to go.
All right. Give me a wisdom check. Not save, straight wisdom.
Would be wisdom. Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. So you sit and focus on everything that's happened, the portal, the voices, and everything. And with that, a calming peace washes over you. And you seem to open your eyes, and hours have gone by. And beside you, as you rest there on the floor, you see two humans lying in the bed near you, just asleep. They just walked right by you and slept in their bed.
Going to kind of look around, and is there any other rooms in this house? Going to maybe look around and see if there's...
There's a kitchen and basically a bedroom. All the houses are very simple.
Not to disturb those humans, I will just get up and try to easily walk out without disturbing them, and just find a place outside to lean up against and get some rest for the rest of the night.
Okay. So you creep out quietly and lean up against the house and fall fast asleep. Grayson, what are you doing?
So I've got the whip out in front of me.
Okay.
Drinking from the flask. Looking around at all these fools.
Okay.
They don't know how close they came to being wiped out of existence. Apparently there's a battle on two fronts on this island. I don't know how I will get the job done. Seems I can't even trust some of the people I'm with. A little bit of guidance here. No? I know I don't ask for much and I say a lot in return. Y'all bastards are up there. Are you really just going to let something like this happen again? I'll sit there. Continue to drink.
When you finish yelling into the night, the skies are clear, but you hear just rolling thunder. In the distance. Almost in response to you.
I can make that noise too. And then I just sleep out under the stars.
You kick back and go to sleep. rest and experience a very restless night. It almost feels like demons clawing at your brain, ripping shreds as you contemplate and relive what you saw on the other side of this portal. And while you would never show it to the rest of the group, deep inside you, you finally let loose to yourself that for one of the first times ever when you were inside Avernus, you were truly afraid. Blaylock.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm going to run down to the town square. Run.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you run down there, and by the time you get down there, a lot of the festivities are ending. People are kind of the ones that are left are people who are extremely inebriated, and the rest are just kind of laughing and heading off to their homes.
I'm gonna look to the left. I'm gonna look to the right. I'm just gonna keep look. I'm looking around. I'm looking for Grayson in particular.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Okay. And flash of genius. 23.
Okay. In the distance, you heard somebody who sounds like they're slightly inebriated, a voice you've heard before, kind of yelling into the heavens. So you kind of follow toward that, and you find him propped up against a building into a corner, and he's scraped some nearby things together to make a makeshift bed, and his whip is lying across his lap as he snores away.
Is he in an alley, or is it just like propped up against a building
Just
out there in
propped
the
up
open?
against the main building. There's not many
Okay.
alleys.
Okay. Is there like a crate by? You know what? I'm gonna sit on my sack.
Oh yeah.
Which sack
my,
is that?
my
Interesting.
backpack. My backpack.
Considering the chat in Twitch right now,
Yeah, that's
Is that
Yeah.
what
I'm
you...
Also,
gonna sit. I'm gonna sit
Grayson
on my
and Blaylock
backpack.
both have inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
The
goody.
gods have smiled down on Grayson and Blaylock, and you both have inspiration.
Okay.
Okay,
and
so you sit on your pack.
facing Grayson.
Okay.
Okay. Knowing that he's sleeping, I'm just going to try and just keep an eye on him, and then try and get some rest while I wait for him to wake up.
All right. So you, being exhausted,
I'm just staring. I'm looking at Grayson sleeping, like on my sack, like above him, just staring and then falling asleep.
Galtier, you are smiled upon and also have inspiration.
I know.
This whole group is going to be on the right foot for a while.
I have 2 inspirations. Is that allowed?
Any
Yeah.
inspiration for the
That's
poor?
So the you kind of stare at him like a small child watching their parent sleep, hoping that your stare awakens them. But he's out, and after a while you're staring, and now Zoramir is inspired by all of this.
Pikachu
Woo!
got your back.
All right.
Community's coming together tonight.
Now we just need our. Oh,
You kind of you start nodding off and blinking heavily. You see people, and your blinks become longer and longer before your body just kind of slumps and falls against the building itself, and you don't even feel yourself as you slide down the side of the building with a scraping and just with a thud. You
The one
fall
horn's
back.
grinding against the building.
Yeah. It's just scraping, and you fall down with a thud.
hmm
All right. You all rest peacefully into the evening, and
Long rest.
roll initiative.
it is a long rest for all of you.
Oh. Oh, good.
I don't know if this can be enough.
Grayson, you are awakened by something sharp feeling on your thigh, like something gripping into it, and your eyes just barely open, and some of the light from the dawn pierces into them, and you're trying to focus before a rooster calls right in your face.
I want to grab it by its throat and throw it.
And it just, feathers go flying, and it just walks real funny around the edge of the building, and it's just kind of stumbling forward. And with that, Blaylock, you heard the rooster crow, and you find yourself just looking up into the sky, and the last thing you remember, you were sitting on your pack.
Grayson.
Yes, Blaylock.
Grayson. It's true. It's all true. Karzinen has been helping the town in fantastical ways. He is quite the genius. He's a genius. Oh, the things that he can do. And he said he would help us. He's going to bring us to his home. It's going to cost us a little bit of money. I don't know how much, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
Wait.
But if you could, I would.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I undo my flask.
It's fine. He said he's going to meet us in the morning. Oh, okay. I need to slow down. Okay.
Holy crap,
Right.
Blaylock can talk fast.
You're paying for a service and you didn't ask how much you were paying?
Grayson, it's knowledge. He's going to help us. We just need to go to his cabin in the north. It's a few days' journey.
So a strange warforged who just happened to pop into the ninth circle of hell waves a piece of informational candy in front of you, and you want to go to his house?
I got some candy.
What's in his basement?
I believe.
I guess we've done worse things.
This is fine. This is the trail we've been looking for. I know it.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it.
I'm going to hold out my hand.
I grab it and get up.
What's up? He
Now,
said,
where's that fucking cock? I want to kill it.
You just, as you say that, you look and you see its feet kind of running funny, and it's looking back behind it as it just kind of shuffles forward in kind of a zigzag line away from you. And after it gets probably 100, 150 feet away from you, it stops, turns back at you, and then takes off running.
I'll throw a dart at it.
Go for it.
Technically, my darts are stakes. Oh, what is it? It's a +9, so dirty 20.
Okay, it hits.
Okay. Let's see.
What's the range on your darts?
Far enough.
Range 20 to 60 feet.
Okay, that's well past 60 feet though, because he was 150 feet or so.
Oh, the rooster was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still kind of chuck it out there, just heaving it over your head, and it arcs up and hits the ground, sticking into the ground like lawn darts.
Ugh. Why do things have to be so noisy?
Grayson,
Where are the rest of them?
I don't know. We will find them soon. We should. I'm gonna take a deep breath. We should find them and bring them to the town square so that he can see us easier.
Arlo,
Hey,
as you rest against a building in the distance, you're kind of lightly awakened by the sound of a rooster.
Kind of look around and haven't had this kind of sleep in a long time. Felt good. I kind of get up and try to find my bearings, see where I'm at, and try to hit, walk back towards the square somewhere, just see if I can find anybody.
Okay. As you walk forward, you can see Blaylock and Grayson standing up next to a building.
I'll meander over that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna wave him over.
I walk by some of the tables. If there's any meat or anything left on the tables, I'm gonna snag something to eat.
Surprisingly, by the time that you woke up, the tables are gone, the food's gone, everything's returned to normal.
Jeez. Mean business.
Arlo. Well,
Yes, Blaylock.
we have good news. We have found a trail to follow. This endeavor was worthwhile. Karjinen has offered his assistance. Information for the mere price of monetary substance.
So how much? How much do we owe him?
Why do you keep at this? Is knowledge.
Well, if it's more than what we all have together, then guess you don't get it, right?
Then we can bargain. That is fine.
Do you think all this knowledge is going to be worth a bunch of gold?
Yes, I have seen what he can do. To have that type of craftsmanship, to be able to, the precision that was required to be able to help the people of the town, took years to perfect. There is wisdom there. I can see it.
Okay, but what kind of knowledge are we buying?
The knowledge that he has to offer.
So let me get this straight. So you don't know what knowledge he's going to give us that we are going to buy, and hope it's something that you want?
Well, if it's not, then we won't need to pay him.
Also, we get
sure
to
that's not how it works.
try it before we buy it?
I mean, that's how it works, right?
No,
That is a no.
we give them money, they give us information.
Why?
And you
Since
do
we
with
don't-
it what you want.
I
Know what kind of information they're giving us.
I believe
You've never
that
done
is
this
worth-
much, have you, Blaylock?
Not often have I been offered information from a warforged who has the type of talent that he has, and him so willingly offering his expertise and information.
Does he know anything about this craft construct?
I have not talked to him about that yet.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking the question.
He will come and find us. This morning we should gather everybody. Zormir, Galtier, we should find them.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Pretty
said
sure
we
there's
should-
a dwarf
I said-
trying to cuddle me right now.
I said we should find them.
Oh. I thought you were calling out to us.
I know, right?
Sitting in the town square, and just like Booming my voice. Waking up the entire That's a great idea. Zoramir! Zoramir! Galtier! Please,
Do I hear him?
come to the town square.
I would suggest sending Zolomir back to the town. He can find information there.
Hmm? You mean Cider's Point?
That is correct.
Hmm. I find there's nothing there that those people have to offer.
So,
Exactly.
Zoramir, you awaken and breakfast is made by Geston and Yamena. And as soon as you come in, oh, I see you've awakened. We do have a hot breakfast here if you're interested.
I'll kind of mutter good mornings, and I'll have already, like, the smell wafting into my nose. I'm just going to go beeline towards the food and start digging in.
Quite hungry, I see.
It smells delicious.
After a few moments, you hear, Zoramir! Zoramir!
I pause eating for a second to look out the door. He can wait a second, and I continue stuffing my face.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Galtier, you awaken and smell breakfast, and as you turn out of the room that the dwarf is no longer in the bed, you see he's sitting at the table, 2 plates of food, one sitting across from the other. He's sitting there with a fork in one hand and a knife in the other. Good morning.
Good morning. What do you have here?
Made you some breakfast. Blood sausage.
What's in the blood sausage? As I sit down.
Blood
Dick in the box.
sausage.
6 minutes.
I just can't.
Whose blood is in this blood sausage?
Ah,
Come on, DM.
leftovers.
I'm just gonna stare at him as I start cutting the sausage up to eat it, and be like, I don't know if I should trust you with this or not. But you didn't come down and join me in the bed last night, so.
And he starts
Did
cutting
he?
into his. And he's eating his, and a bit after you're eating a bit of your breakfast, you hear Zoramir Galtier.
Oh, looks like my friends are calling for me. I'm going to finish up. Thanks again for this day, and I'm going to leave 2 gold on the table for him.
You don't have to do that.
No, I appreciate it. And you made me breakfast, which is something you definitely didn't have to do.
Well, if you ever come back, you know where you can stay.
I'll be keeping that in mind. And I'll walk out.
And you walk out and you see Blaylock and Grayson standing in the square, and Arlo is over there with them. Zoramir, how long do you stay ignoring them?
Approximately how long it takes me to stuff my face. So let's say like 15 minutes or so.
Okay. So
Looks like the little one got himself lost. We should move on without him.
Grace, I'm sure he'll be here soon enough.
Really? We got time?
Well, considering... I don't know, actually, I can't... Sorry, I was about to meta that. I don't know what we're waiting for yet. What are you in a hurry for?
Blaylock's
Hmm.
said he's found some information
I
that
have.
we need to pay for.
Hmm. Why is it always about money? It's worth.
Because money was what gets us around.
You need money for everything, Blaylock, but information's also very valuable.
Hmm. It is, and
The
that
right
is why.
We get this, Gaultier.
That is true. The right
Mm.
information is what's valuable.
He thinks he's going to get to learn that information before we pay.
If
Grayson.
anything, if I learned anything from Cider Point, that's not how that works.
Grayson, your skepticism is bleeding into the rest of the party.
Hey, I said I would trust you.
Well,
I pointed Arlo.
thank you.
He's the one that is telling you that you are an idiot.
Look at Arlo.
I didn't say idiot. I'm just trying to understand your train of thought, sir. I'm just trying to be.
Information. Books.
Well, we've been here long enough, and I think I'm like Grayson. I'm ready to go.
A few moments later, a random hooded figure walks up to you.
Ooh, this must be Karzin.
Layhawk, I trust
Ah.
you had a peaceful night's sleep. Are your companions ready?
Almost ready. I have one
most
thing I
of
would like
them.
to do before we leave. While we're waiting on the last member of our group. Where can I
What are they
go
waiting
buy
on?
some potions and med kits around here? I mean, I'm pretty sure I actually do know where. Medley.
I believe Yik
Go-
could keep you
Yes.
occupied, but I wouldn't touch anything there. It's all gooey.
Yeah, I agree with him. I wouldn't walk in there.
Well, Arlo, you were there before I was, so I'll take your
Yeah.
warning for it.
Don't go.
It's about
Just-
this time.
Just do it this way.
Zoromir walks up and he's kind of rubbing his belly and he smells of bacon.
Glad we could wait on you.
What are we in a rush for?
Now we have to wait on Gautier to go get potions.
I'm not going there,
Do you
Bill.
have a
First, Laylock.
No,
Laylock, I didn't go anywhere.
Go get your potions. We will wait here. The
I have
knowledge
I have
can
two
wait.
people telling me to not go there. I'm okay with waiting.
And I'm gonna come over there and kick him in the rear end. See, I can help you.
Okay. Ow, that hurt.
What an interesting group that you all are.
Well, and if you have dealt with the situations that we've dealt with, a little joviality can go a long way. Look at Grayson.
I wasn't joking
He-
about leaving him.
He used to scowl all the time. Now look at him.
He only scowls most of the time now.
Yes, now it's only most of the time.
Yes, I've met ones like him over the years. That's fine. If I could scout, there are times I would as well.
You're not missing much.
Curious. Shall we go?
Where are we going?
We
Oh,
just
Zoramir.
got back from a big
Hi.
battle. Why are we already running off? What are we doing?
Karhazinin has offered his assistance for the small price of what?
Speaking of
Assistance with
price.
what?
For the third time. He's
How
gonna give us
much
information. We're gonna
And
pay
for
for
what kind of information? I'm talking directly to.
Karhazinin.
I heard you talking directly to, but to who?
To you.
Okay. Well, I have a variety of things that you might find interesting. Books that I've collected over many years. Things that, oddly enough, were sent to my attention to this town that I Just put into storage. Always willing to pay for them, or to part with them for the right price.
On the edge of darkness.
The edge, I'm sure, with my extensive library, there's information of some sort there.
Do you see?
As I said, I received shipments to Svar-Kat from Breckenfjord, and they wouldn't touch them because they were addressed to me, so I take them back to my workshop and kind of push them into a room, as I have more important business than to look at things that are sent to me by dwarves.
What is the price?
It depends on what you want.
Obviously, we want to look at the books.
Well, that's fine. We have plenty of time to negotiate.
We have poor travelers. I only have about 50
Zormir,
gold on me.
shut up. It's too early for this.
This should be a most interesting journey.
Is Grayson crankier than usual, or is it just me?
He seems
He was
fine
woke
to
up
me.
by a cock this morning.
He is fine. Look at him. He's almost smiling.
I look at him and shudder a little bit.
Shall we?
How long of a journey is this going to be?
It should take a couple days till we arrive. Not long.
Can I turn to Biddle, Biddle, Zormir, and Grayson? Be like, what about those giant elk things that we rode in on?
I was just thinking of that. We should summon them. And then I'm gonna think real hard.
As long as they don't mind climbing some of the plateaus and passing through the tunnels.
Tunnels? Did you say tunnels?
Yes.
PTSD.
Okay, I'm game.
Yes, the tunnels there. Not much
Is that all it
taller
takes for
than-
you, Arlo?
I would say they're not much taller than Master Blaylock here.
Oh, so the elks may not make it through.
But
We don't
they
know
shorten the
that.
journey.
I mean, they're magical elks. Maybe they shrink.
Yeah, I call mine as well.
Yeah, I'm counting mine too.
All right. A few moments later, massive elk-like creatures come up, saddles. They kind of nudge their prospective owners, and
I'm going to take a short period of time and see if I can connect.
Yes, I will follow suit and do the same.
so, Master Blaylock, you did find the elves, I see.
These are gifts from the elves of Fadamar.
Natural one.
I have not seen someone ride a Talsahin in a very long time.
I am still not very adept at
You
it.
won't be seeing Grayson riding one today.
And that's a
It's
2.
loyal to me. I just haven't made a connection yet.
Yes.
Maybe if you smiled at it.
Probably reek of booze anyway.
He walks up to the Talsahin and just runs a hand down the neck. Ah, an old friend.
You know this one.
Not this one specifically, but I have seen them before. Powerful
Oh.
creatures.
Yes, yes,
A
they
very-
are.
Very wealthy gift from the elves.
We may have assisted in their return to what was once called the Dead Spokes.
Shall we move forward then?
Yes,
I
we
cannot
can.
keep up with beasts, but if someone would allow me to accompany
You
them,
you may ride with me.
fair enough.
How were you originally planning on getting back to your house?
I walk.
Wait, now is the Telsan going to be able to support a Warforged and a Minotaur?
Mhm.
It can.
Very careful.
Will it get injured?
Spine is now mush.
It
So-
groans a little bit when we get on there.
It obviously, if it could communicate to you in some sort of language, it's not happy about the situation and kind of turns its head and gives you an evil eye as the Warforged lands on top with a thunk, and its back sinks in a little bit.
Z,
Everyone-
is it okay if I join you?
As long as you don't piss off my Telsahen.
I'm not.
Be gentle.
Sorry,
yeah.
Grayson. Do you mind if I ride with you again?
By all means.
So I'm gonna get on the back of Zormir and I'm gonna put my arms around him and squeeze.
I'm gonna get on the same boat as Grayson, but not do what Arlo just did.
Right. It's a good way to get yourself kicked off.
I'm gonna turn around and glare at Arlo.
Sorry.
Maybe make this Telsahen buck you off.
Well, that's why I was holding on.
Don't need to hold that tight.
You want me to hold your sack for you? Your knapsack there? Your carry bag? I can hold that for you.
Can we go now?
I
That
turn
conversation
around.
is just getting worse.
I turn around and kick the sides of the horse to get it to start galloping.
It's an elk.
So
Get it right.
It's easier to say.
Zormir and Arlo take off, and all of you head forward into the day, into the plateaus, and that's
Are we
where
riding off
we're
into the
gonna
sunset?
Continue tonight, and you ride through several as Karajinen kind of directs Blaylock as to where to go. And after about a day's journey, you've made it quite a distance into the plateaus, and you come upon a large cave that the Telsahen just are not fitting through.
Oh dear.
You said a large cave.
These are giant beasts.
Hop
It's
down.
not terribly farther from here, but I'm afraid your beasts won't make it the rest of the way.
What have we been traveling? Which way have we been traveling? North, south, east, west.
You've been heading north, kind of a slight northeast.
Well, shall we leave them here, or shall we send them back?
I think they decide that.
I will say it is quite safe here. There is some slight vegetation that would keep them sustained.
Yep. And I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna let my mount just kind of roam free.
I'm gonna hop off of mine, turn around, and bow to it.
It kind of bows down slightly to you and nuzzles into your neck, kind of pushing you forward almost off your feet.
Wish I could have that bond with mine. Curious.
And as night is starting to set in, Kerjinen begins walking through the tunnel. This way.
How did you stumble on this place?
Oh, I built it.
Interesting.
Sometimes one needs privacy, silence, time to hear your thoughts.
True. Sometimes I find it hard to dwell on my own thoughts. Sometimes it's a need to try and find what the next problem is to solve. Leo here keeps me company, and I'll look over at the gnome hanging
Leo?
out on the. Yes. Oh gosh, now I gotta find his daggum name. Hold on.
You're not referring to Leo friend Almacan von Geermakanon III, are you?
I am. Yes, that is this Leo. He is quite the artificer, and
That he is.
has been able to put his soul into this staff, literally.
Curious. He succeeded.
Well, look for yourself.
No, oh no, I'm aware of his work.
And I'll show him the staff with Leo on it.
Hello, Leo.
Well, hello!
I see him speaking, but do not hear him. I would imagine he has broken something in his...
That is sadly my effort to try and restore this staff to its former glory, and I have been struggling to set the time aside to do so.
It is a work of art.
It is that. I have yet to see all of its secrets. Poor Leo here has been trapped in here through many years, seen many things he wishes to unsee, and now he is starting to see the restoration of his prized item, his work of art, being brought back.
I'll walk up, put her arm around Blaylock and point at Leo. Say, this guy, he really likes me, I can just tell. Been helping Blaylock out with the restoration on this thing.
I really wish he would never touch us again. I'm gonna kill you one day!
And you see Leo waving at Zoramir.
You are growing on him, I can tell.
Me too. We're gonna be good friends.
Maybe. How long is this cavern?
We probably have half day's travel left before we get to my workshop.
Oh.
We should... The Taos at Hinton have severely reduced the travel required, but... unless you want to push forward, we should consider maybe stopping within the safety of this cave before we exit the other side.
That is wise.
Up to you.
Sadly, I'm not used to riding It has been quite a while, and these saddle sores keep coming back.
Gross.
There's no saddle. But yet I am still sore. Bareback sores?
Don't care about the in between of your legs.
I do. And I'll waddle over.
So, shall we camp here?
Sounds like a
Sounds
plan.
good.
Is this lit?
Huh?
No, it's rather dark. But
Or
as you entered in, Karajin and just held out a hand, and some orbs of light come and are lighting the area immediately around you.
Wonderful toys. Where does he get them?
do we need to be on the lookout for anything that wanders by, or is this, like you said, relatively safe? As in relatively?
We should be safe. He pulls out some kindling and sets some wood down to create a fire within. It gets it going.
I walk up to Blaylock. Kind of nudge him. Better watch out, your bonus showing. I go and sit down.
That was inappropriate. Leo.
Maybe that's the problem with in between your legs.
Leo, let's go. I'm gonna go over and try and work on the staff for a bit.
Yes, I believe I'll rest myself. Unless
Does a
anyone...
machine sleep?
We attempt to simulate sleep. Either way, it's needed.
We need to set up watches for the night.
Thanks for volunteering, Arlo.
Not a problem, Grayson.
Tell me, have we stumbled on any jade or carnelian? Looking at Grayson.
I'm looking. No to both.
I thought so. Fine. Just gonna continue working on the scope.
Okay. Since that's what you're doing, roll it up.
Okay, I'm gonna use that inspiration and flash of genius because I am tired of the scope. All right, just intelligence check. Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All right. We have 31.
A 31.
Yes.
Jesus.
There's a 17
Wow.
plus my intelligence plus the
Flash of genius.
flash of
You
genius,
wanted to
yeah.
succeed.
Wow.
You needed to succeed.
Yeah.
All right. You tinker with it as Leo watches over the top of it.
No, nothing. No, twist. Twist.
Clockwise.
No, stop. Stop. Push and forward.
Got it.
Done. You've completed it.
It is about time. Oh.
Hold
Leo.
it up to your shoulder.
Okay.
Peer through the diamonds.
Got it. Yep. Ooh. Wow. Fascinating. The detail.
Pull
So-
my pants down in front of his scope.
That's a lot of detail.
Wait, did
Got
he
yourself a full moon.
did he need the scope in order to see?
Oh
So-
dear.
So you're peering through, and you kind of see to the extent of what you can see through the darkness in the tunnel,
Mhm.
and then everything gets very bright to you and pink shaded.
Gosh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh dear, Grayson, there's a cream for that.
Probably.
And the scope is complete. And
Okay.
now, as a bonus action, you may use one slot to gain advantage on your next spell attack that targets a creature.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. So you're doing that into the
Only took 2
evening.
minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Arlo, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take first watch. Will I still have time to meditate?
If you guys are doing more than 8 hours. Which,
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
That would be a big fat 6.
that is not a success. You try to focus on the things that have happened and the voices, and being in this dark place, none of it made sense. You just kept breaking your concentration. Grayson.
So we just finished the second sharpening.
Yep.
And the only other 2 things I can do is imbue. And what was the other one? I can't
Infusion, and you can sharpen. There's another rank of sharpening, and you can do infusions.
Okay, I guess I'll do the sharpening.
Okay.
Since radiant damage seems to be my better choice in the infusions currently. That's an 11.
11?
Yep.
That's a failure.
I figured.
Galtier?
I would. So, are we doing more than 8 hours where I could read the book and work on the infuser?
Typically, you're just going to do 1.
Okay, I'll read the book.
Let's see.
I will. After I'm done with that, I'm just gonna try to heal up a little bit more
Which,
and go to sleep.
okay. Which topic do you want to read about? Or actually, I think
What?
I had you roll for it last time. What?
You did.
So we have... Okay, give me a D4.
One.
What? All right. You spent your 4 hours reading that. So the next time you'll work on that one. You started reading about the Rite of the Storm. You got about halfway through it before your eyes got heavy. And Zormir.
I will, feeling a little bit more refreshed, once again try to read the last bit of Open Mind.
All right.
18.
That is a success. So let me. You learn about the open mind. On a failure, the user's mind expands into the universe. For the next 1d4 days, the user gains the use of the message spell and has advantage on intelligence checks and saving throws. Due to the nature of the effects, the user is not able to sleep or focus on any other menial task for the duration. Alcohol has a chance to thin the concoction in the bloodstream and reduce the duration.
He suffer from exhaustion from using that?
You got to keep an open mind. Yuck, yuck. All right. So, Arlo, you're keeping watch, right?
Yep.
Let's roll up a perception.
13.
Alrighty. You hear some things kind of echoing around. You don't know if it's from the Tal Sahen or something else, but nothing bothers you through the night. And who are you waking up for the next watch?
I'm gonna go over and kick Grayson. Tell him it's time to get up.
Fine by me.
It's all quiet. I can hear a few things in the distance, but pretty good tonight.
Let's you and I have a conversation before you go to sleep.
Sure.
I move out a little bit farther from the rest of the party, try to stay out of earshot of them.
Okay.
I know for some reason you have found a companion in that little one, but I'm telling you something is off.
How
Something
so?
is not right with him. Some of the things he is doing. I've known him longer than you, and I am telling you that there have been some changes since I've met him. And not for the better. His appearance, for one. I have never, ever seen someone just start transforming into a dragon. Unless it was a polymorph or some high magic. I'm telling you this because if something comes down and I have to kill him, I don't need you getting in my way. You have seen the kinds of evil that I've been dealing with.
I have.
So trust me when I say that something is not right.
Since we're having this private conversation, the voices in my head are they're telling me to rid this evil. I'm wondering if it's not being pointed towards him too. I'm not a monster slayer like you, but I'm wondering if that's why I'm being told these things.
All I can say is, from my observation, and granted the Nine Hells is a huge example, your sword started glowing when we were in the Nine Hells. The only other time I have seen your sword do that is when you were with him.
I hate to admit it. I see where you're coming from.
I believe Blaylock is too close. They've been together much longer than I have been with this group. And I really haven't spoken to Gaultier about this. I'm talking to you now because of how close you are getting to him.
Right. I really do see where you're coming from. I mean, because it just keeps telling me in my head that I seek to help out the darkness and the evil within, and I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to purge it. I didn't really want to get into too much details with him because I don't know what kind of dragon it's, it's bad. I don't know much about this thing that's in him. So,
Me either, but I might have to have a conversation with that witch when we get back to Portstown, if we ever make it back to Portstown. She may have a little more information on what she gave him. Something is off about that tooth for it to be doing what it's doing to him.
hang on a minute. I hear, just a minute. I hear you. I am talking to him and I am listening. It's telling me to listen to the Harker. That you live in the light.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you have a really bad personality-ish kind of thing.
I rub people the wrong way. I know that.
I don't know. I don't know, Grace. I've never dealt with stuff like this,
All I'm telling you is to be mindful, keep your eyes open, and look for any suspicious activities. That's what I'm doing.
I can do that.
Like I said, Blaylock is the only one so far in this party that has gotten really close to him. Galtier is another hunter like myself, and I might have this conversation with him as well. But I'm having it with you now due to the fact that I see you hanging out around with him much more.
I guess it was just because I've not really had, any, friends. I mean, that, Dragonborn friends, but I know he's not a Dragonborn, but, he speaks Draconic, and it's just, I guess that was just kind of what drew me because,
It doesn't seem to me that he ever spoke that before.
From what my understanding is, I don't think he did.
And I'm just putting it out there. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I know I can be an asshole. But in the long run, I'm looking out for my safety. And I don't need somebody coming up stabbing me in the back with what we have going forward.
I agree. I hate to say I'm saying this, but if it's evil, we got to put it down. Whether we can get it out of him one way or the other, like you said, let's talk to the switch if we ever make it back. Pin her down and find out what it is. Yeah. I mean,
in some ways, I wish his brother hadn't died. Maybe this could have been acknowledged sooner on. But he did die saving us.
Well, appreciate the talk. If I suspect anything, I will let you know. And on a side note, I'll take you aside and I'll let you know if I see anything.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Go get some sleep.
See you in the morning.
And I will continue with my watch.
Grayson, roll up your perception.
Ooh, that is 17 plus 8.
Okay, you're good. Nothing happens. The next morning, everyone begins waking up. Ergine stands up. I trust you all had a restful evening.
Yes, we did.
It was peaceful last night, for the most part.
Yes, you did sleep longer than I anticipated. But we should move forward.
We've had a lot happening the last few days, weeks.
I don't know if a construct could understand it, but
I don't
demons Fighting demons is not always the best.
That is true. I've ran into my fair share over the years.
Still boggles my mind how they got a rift open in there.
My issue with the fact they got a rift open in there is how long would it take them to repair it and reopen it?
In my
If it was up to
time,
me, I would have destroyed the entire mine. But it is the means
I've
of.
seen these terrors in reality before. Not here, but other places.
I don't know. In my studies, it usually takes somebody on one side to help open the portal. I find it very odd that they just randomly chose that spot.
It does seem curious.
You know them more than we do.
I don't believe the people of Svar-Kat have ill intentions to bring such destruction upon themselves or others. They are peaceful people.
Can I ask a question? Why do you defend them
Why
so
would I not
reverently?
defend them?
You come to their rescue.
They trade
So did
with
we?
Well, but I'm just saying, but do you go around and do that to other settlements also?
Why would I? They don't trade with me. I provide a service. They provide materials. We are a relationship that works.
Understand? I was just curious.
Have we learned enough about each other? Can we proceed?
Yes. Yes, we
Somebody's a little
can.
bit snippety.
Not snippety. He begins walking down through the rest of the tunnel, recreating the light. And eventually, after some travel, you kind of are blinded by the light as you're walking out of the tunnel and seeing some daylight again. And you travel further till you come to a large cliff face that seems to stretch on forever. In the distance, you can hear the sound of the Permian Ocean crashing into the cliffs, and the occasional call of a seagull echoes through the air. You smell the crisp smell of salt and humidity is thick here. You see Karajinen reach out and place a hand on the flat rock, and the rock begins to shimmer. And starts etching out a doorway in the stone, revealing two massive metallic doors that were hidden within the rock. No artwork on them of any form. It just served to keep other things out. He turns to all of you and he waves a hand, and the massive doors and he looks at you. We have arrived.
Wonderful.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Before we're eaten by the Warforged.
That's what I'm.
He feasts on blood.
Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. You definitely don't want to miss next week. There are a lot of cool things planned. We'll see what's inside the workshop, Karajine's workshop. Chat activity was great tonight. Thanks for all of you. You inspired myself as well as the entire freaking party. What the heck?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we needed that because we were all rolling like garbage until
So
we started
all of
getting
them
those
have
inspirations.
advantage on some roll that they choose, and those do stack up.
I do not.
Okay.
So yeah, there was definitely some weird bromance happening. Yeah,
Yeah, there was.
is what it is, I guess. But
It's all King Cuddle's fault. I'll just tell you that right up.
it's always King
King
Cuddle's
Cuddle's
fault. Like
So like, no, Arlo and Zoramir, Blaylock and Karjin, Grayson and the cock that woke him,
oh man,
Altair and the dwarf.
Yelling at the gods, man. Just yelling at the
What?
gods.
Why
That's-
is
night
it? Why
long.
is it got to be romance? Why can't it
That's-
just be?
That's why it woke you up.
they're just
It was a
close
message from
friends.
the gods.
Mhm.
But yeah. So thank you all. Oh, by the way, new shirts. Got the new shirts ordered. So
Oh, did you?
saw it. Yes.
Boom.
See, look at this. Look at this.
I can't-
This company can
you
actually
zoom in.
print it. Yeah, I can't.
Whoa, where's ours?
I'll get some pictures on the website. We got a way to order those now. And a
Yeah,
design that
we
works.
order them. We order them from.
You order
from
them.
this
I
one.
don't just produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got our logo on it, and then on the back it says twitch.tv/7dungeons. So yeah, those we have somewhere to order from now. So
Hey, you
Some
haven't shown the
70
picture
dungeon
yet either.
swag. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Worst thief ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We need that.
yeah. That's coming. We've got to get that. We've got to get that on a shirt for sure because I
Mhm.
want that. We've got a fantastic little extra thing there going. Probably gonna try to do some streaming this week. Tribes of Midgard comes out tomorrow, so that's something I'm interested in. Always, we got some Phasmophobia. The important thing is there is no B&B on Wednesday because it's on Saturday, and you don't want to miss that one because it's their 50th episode. So there's going to be a lot of deviancy going on for that. No DMG strings, Pikachu. That's nobody needs to see that. So don't get it mixed up. It's not on Wednesday today. It's on Saturday. So they'll be having a good time, I'm sure. Bunch of cool stuff happening there. But until then, we hope to see you next week, 7:00, right here on twitch.tv, 7Dungeons. You can join our Discord. The link's been kind of floating in chat here. Happy to have you there. A lot of conversation of different things going on there with Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. And until next time, we'll see you in the dungeon.
Take care, everyone.
You guys.